Hello again, everybody. This is Tim Barr, Tournament Director for the U.S. Women's Disc Golf Championships this year in Johnson City, Tennessee, and this is our hand cam play video of Pine Oaks, the hybrid course over at Pine Oaks Golf Course in Johnson City. We're using the front nine. Today, Jen McGibbon from Prodigy is playing for us. My wife Donna couldn't get off work, couldn't make it work, so Jen's playing solo. And before we get into the video, I'm going to give a little disclaimer. We had a really difficult time filming this this set of holes. We had to set the hole up. We had Marty McGee from Prodigy also with us, and he was doing drone footage at the same time. And all this while we're dodging ball golfers. They were everywhere that day. We hoped for a day in the middle of the afternoon. It was hot. We didn't figure there'd be a lot of golfers out there, but man, it was crowded. So poor old Jen, she was a trooper. I mean, she would have to sit and wait, and then all of a sudden I would say, okay, hurry, throw. So I know she felt like she didn't play good, but she still shot under par. So yeah, little props to Jen there for being a trooper for us and for being patient, and we still got it done and everything worked out pretty good. It took us 4 hours, but we had a great time. A lot of hard work and a lot of sweat, but we got it done, and we hope that you can use this video as part of your preparations for coming to Johnson City for U.S. Women's this September, which at the date of our filming was a little over a month away. So we're looking forward to seeing you, and thanks again to Josh Baysinger and Baysinger's Disc Golf channel for editing the footage that I shot. We couldn't make it work for him to come down and actually film it for us, so I filmed it on my camera and sent him the SD card in the mail, and he did all the editing, and I had to come over to his house and do a little commentary too, so if the commentary stinks, it's on me. But hopefully everybody will enjoy the video. Hopefully it will help you. Pine Oaks is mostly open. Obviously it's on a golf course, so your biggest keys I believe on this course is going to be distance off the tee and attitude control of your disc. So you don't want to hyzer out too much, you don't want to turn over too much. Those kind of things take you farther away from the basket when you're playing an open field kind of hole. But I believe watching Jen, you'll be able to tell that there are a lot of scoring opportunities at Pine Oaks. So when it's your turn to play Pine Oaks in the Women's Championship, you need to take advantage of those opportunities and get those birdie threes. But hope you enjoy it. Thanks again to Josh and Baysinger's Disc Golf channel. Go to YouTube, look him up, subscribe, watch his videos. They're great. He is a huge resource for us here in East Tennessee, and we really appreciate it. See you in September. So hole one at Pine Oaks is mostly open. The basket is over to the left of the screen at the moment, and it plays uphill the whole way. 474. It is most definitely a par 4. The cart path that you see is not out of bounds, so there'll be no worries there. Jen left her shot a little bit too far out to the left though. Her approach was a little farther than she wanted, but granted she wasn't warmed up. We really had a tough time that day, and so she's basically throwing cold. And I felt sorry for her because it was tough on her. But you can see the basket up in between the two trees. The green is mostly open. There are 2 large trees that will get in the way of certain putts, but for the most part it's an open green. This is hole 2, measures 252 feet. The green will be out of bounds for all players. The bunkers will be out of bounds for the professional players. The amateurs, bunkers will be play it where it lies. Okay.
Same thing.
Jen gets the par 3 on hole number 2. Hole 3 measures 324 feet. There is 1 bunker in the fairway and a green over to the right, which should not be in play. The basket sits on a golf tee behind the little water house and the bushes. Behind the tee, it drops off as that is a platform tee area. Okay, Jen. Nice shot. That'll give her a look at it too. Jen gets her nice par 3 on this hole. As you can see, the green is slightly elevated, but there's plenty of room. The little water cooler will be in your way off the tee, as will these bushes, and the, well, Brittany won't be in your way, but the trash can and the water fountain. And then this rather large bush will be an obstacle as well. Hole 4 measures 450 feet. Cross the fairway through a couple of pine tree lines to a basket sitting right beside a bunker. That is a fine shot. The bunker on the left will be as an OB bunker for pros, and it will be just a sand hazard for AMs. Both divisions will play it from where it lies in the bunkers. If you are a pro, you will be playing where it lies with a stroke penalty. If you're an AM, you'll be playing where it lies with no penalty. The green is mostly open, wide open behind and to the right, with the bunker as your main obstacle. Hole 5 measures 273 feet and is an island fairway. As you can see, the cart path runs up the right side, circles behind the basket, and comes back down the left side. Shots that do not land inside the cart paths will be out of bounds. So this is basically an island fairway, 273. Jen playing it safe, left herself with an uphill 40-footer or so. Hole 6 is the first true par 4 other than hole 1, which is the shortest par 4. This one's got a little bit more length, 483, and your initial drive has to clear a swamp, which you can barely see the top of there at the bottom of the hill. Jen's shot landed in a good spot, leaving her with the under the trees approach to the basket. There is a green to the right of the basket you'll need to pay attention to, but the cart path and everything around is not out of bounds, so only the green is your biggest obstacle on your approach. The key is getting over the swamp in one shot. Hole 7, 495 foot par 4, long downhill shot. You might be able to pick the basket out in between those large trees at the bottom of the hill. This one is a fun shot, great for backhand rollers or crushing air shots. I think this is one that most players will enjoy playing because it's fun to throw off the top of a big hill. Cart path is not out of bounds. The only thing on this hole that's OB would be the 4 lane, which is over to the far left. Jen's approach here she was happy with because she felt like she was leaving her approaches a little short early in the round, and like I said, it was a tough day for us, but she was a trooper. Trying to bring as many trees into play as possible, especially around baskets. Nice birdie 3. Hole 8. this hole is going to be fun. The basket sits on top of a golf tee, and it is elevated, as you can see, and 180 foot. This hole will play as an island green. You must land on the golf tee to be in bounds. Shots that don't land on the elevated tee will go to a drop zone, which is actually going to be right underneath those pine trees behind the basket. You'll have roughly a 50-foot putt with the opportunity to still make your par. Hole 9, another shot off the top of a hill, really fun, mostly open. There's really nothing in the way on this hole. The basket sits in a neat little depression out in the center of that fairway, which causes it to sit just a little lower than a normal basket does. The main thing here is finding that 300-foot grooved drive and getting the skip that you know a golf fairway will always give you to put you close to the basket. This should be one that most players would have a very makeable opportunity for a deuce. This is hole 10, and as you can see, the basket is up there. However, that's not the direction of the path. That tree right there will have a mando on it, and you will be forced to stay to the left of the tree, which, as you can see, that will be your fairway. And then as you go around the green, there's a green up there that we're trying to keep people away from, and it makes it a better hole in my opinion if we use that tree as a mando. So Jen's going to throw for us now. Ooh. And that's how it's done. Those bushes right there, there is a net installed inside those bushes to keep golf balls from interfering with that tee box. If your drive lands left of that bush, you will not be able to shoot through. You'll have to go over top. Nice tap in too for Jen. Hole 12 is another reachable par 3. And this hole is low ceiling. You do have a green to your left that will be out of bounds. None of the cart paths are out of bounds. If you get gargantuan and throw it to the 4 lane behind the basket, that would be out of bounds. Basically, you want to keep it low, maybe skip it up underneath this canopy. Some of those limbs hanging a little low will be trimmed out before the tournament, but it's a neat little par 3. Hole 13. This hole is a lot of fun. The basket sits up inside that circle of pine trees up on the hill. It's reachable. Jen throws her shot here very well, gets it up into the pine needles, and has a putt for a 2. There are some limbs that will be trimmed out of that particular alley of trees as well, because that day we hadn't done anything on the hole, but that was a very good deuce for her. That's a fun little hole. Hole 14 is a fun downhill. It's a par 3 because it's mostly downhill, 429 foot, but a really good shot can get to the basket. It's situated just to the left of the second stand of pines back there in the back. Jen's shot was a good shot, left her with a long approach putt for an opportunity for a deuce. The green sits mostly open, but once again, it's just a fun downhill shot. Hole 15 is an uphill par 4. The basket sits behind that stand of pine trees. Players can actually go around either side of the pine tree, but I would expect that most players would take the left side route like Jen did. The farther you get off the tee, obviously, the shorter your approach is going to be and the better your odds are of getting a birdie 3. There's nothing around the basket. It sits wide open. The cart paths are not out of bounds, and I don't believe there are any bunkers or greens anywhere near this basket. So this is one you can really be aggressive on and try to get that birdie. Hole 16 is one of my favorite holes on the course. The area directly in front of Jen will be out of bounds, and so the players are going to have to throw over out of bounds to begin with and land on the downslope of the hill, and from there they'll have a second shot of some length to the basket, which sits past those trees. You do have a couple of bunkers back there and the green to deal with as well. I like this hole because the player gets to choose how much of the out of bounds they want to try and clear off the tee to give their second shots better opportunity as far as getting the distance off the tee. So that's something you have to think about here. Great putt. Some of you may recognize hole 17 from the ad in Disc Golfer magazine that we did as a preview to this event a few months back. We took a picture of my wife Donna putting at the basket up there, and it's a neat hole, nice line of pine trees up both sides. The fairway that day was playing a little tough on Jen because the limbs hadn't been trimmed, so it was really low ceiling. But she did the best she could, and but when the tournament rolls around, those trees will be trimmed up. It will be a fun tunnel shot, kind of like a gauntlet. And once you get to the basket at the top of the hill, the wind seems to come up over the hill there a little bit more, so you'll be putting with a little bit of a breeze blowing most likely. Because of the low ceiling, Jen was a lot shorter than she wanted to be there, but this is a really fun hole. I'm looking forward to seeing all the ladies play it. Hole 18 is a great finishing hole in my opinion. The view from the tee notwithstanding, the mountains in the background, Buffalo Mountain is a very beautiful backdrop for your drive. You really want to get your distance off this hole. It's blind over the hill. Shots want to stay to the right more so than the left. There is a cart path that runs down the left-hand side of this fairway that will be out of bounds and across as it separates holes 16 and 17 from hole 18. Jen almost found the OB, but stayed in bounds. The green is one of the prettiest areas on the course, and the day I went out there the first time I saw that area, I knew I had to put a basket there. Her second shot gets a little up underneath the magnolia tree, which is on the left of the side of the green, but I think you're really going to enjoy hole 18. It's a lot of fun. 630 foot is the longest hole on the course, and Jen's sidearm attempt at a 3 almost went in. So we hope you've enjoyed Pine Oaks, and we really look forward to seeing you in September.
Yeah.